Just a quick reminder that your own point of view has a huge impact on how you read the Bible. Which parts of the stories bubble to the top? What are the parts that stick in your brain? And I want to share from my own life, because this hit me like a ton of bricks about 1.5 years ago. And because of how that impacted me, I've been doing more researching and reading and trying purposely to look at theological viewpoints and other lenses to read the Bible that are not just the default ones that I would have. It's specifically the story of Hagar. Do you remember her? She was Abram and Sarai's slave girl. In fact, she was specifically Sarai's slave girl. And when Abram and Sarai didn't think that God was going to give them a child, Sarai gave her slave girl Hagar to Abraham to have a child with. And as a kid reading those stories, or even as a teen reading those stories, or even reading that relatively recently, because I've never been a slave. I don't have slave culture as part of my background. The slave part of it never really resounded for me. It didn't really sit for me. I knew that Abraham was like the hero of the story, and I feel stupid that I never saw it before. That this is straight up sexual assault. That's what it is. We have to admit that in this story, Hagar did not have autonomy over her own body. She was used. This is brutal. It's awful. And yes, it's a story in the Bible, and it helps us remind ourselves that these stories have brutal realities to them. And I'm not going to minimize it. What I am going to do is I'm going to invite you to go back and look at the stories that you've read in the Bible and wonder, what did you miss just because of your lens? If you want to take a look at the Bible from some different angles, do some research on liberation theology. Look at womanist theology, feminist theology. It seems like, oh, well, why do you have to put a name in front of it? The reality is that theology, as I call it, is white, male, Eurocentric, or North American. That's what we call just theology. All of these other ones get a title because they're different. That helps us see how prevalent the white, male, straight, North American, or European-centric point of view is in our conversations about the Bible. Go find a new lens. Look at familiar stories. Let your mind be blown by the parts that you've missed that have been in plain sight all the way along. Thank you for being willing to dig deeper into yourself in the process as you get to know the Bible a little better. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.